Welcome back. With me tonight, live here from Bismarck in the Hot Box, Governor Jack Dalrymple just wrapped up his budget address. Governor, thanks for joining me. I want to start right here. Obviously, I think one of the big conversations this upcoming legislative session is going to be how are we going to start to relieve property taxes? You talked a little bit about that today. It looks like still like more of a buy down, though. Does that really solve the problem?
Well, property tax relief is still a very high priority for us, as the main element in our tax relief package in general. We're also proposing income tax relief and relief to the homestead tax credit. But the biggest item is the property tax relief. We're proposing that now it be delivered through the school funding formula and be made a permanent feature of our school funding. That's a little different from where we've been, which has been a sort of a two-year by two-year program. We want to see this now made permanent.
But you know as well, and you talked about this, the tremendous growth that this state is going through right now. Property assessments are going up dramatically. I had Joel Heitkamp on yesterday. He mentioned how now some homes in the West that were once $50,000 or $120,000, farmland going for more. So my question is, does this program still ultimately change the fundamentals so property taxes can begin to go down for the people in North Dakota?
Well, that's always the dilemma, is that, the more property tax relief we provide, we're chasing the target because people's values are going higher. Farmland, homes, commercial property is all going up in value. And, it's the way property tax works. It's based on fair market value. So, that dilemma continues. But I try to tell people, where would we be if we had not provided about $1.5 billion worth of property tax relief already? Those local tax bills would be looking a whole lot higher.
Does it change the fundamentals, though?
We do reach a point where we have to have a clear expectation of what share of the cost of K-12 education belongs to the state and what share belongs to the local school district. And I'm hoping that this session will define that.
One of the things that jumped out to me, you talked about the legacy fund at the end of, I think, the 15 session is going to, end of 2015 is going to be about $3 billion. Total taxes that's been lowered, given back to the people of North Dakota, about $2.1 billion. Seems odd to me. It seems like that should be a higher number rather than the legacy fund. Why not just get rid of income taxes here in North Dakota?
Well, the legislature no doubt will debate all of our tax rates this winter. I think we're reaching a point where, we are among the lowest income tax states in the nation. I think we're low enough that it's not creating any problems for us from a competitive standpoint. And it becomes more a question of the balance of our tax system rather than the amounts. But in the end, we can do it all. That's the part that's hard for people to really believe. We can lower taxes substantially. At the same time, we can build reserves in case things turn the other way. And at the same time, we can do a lot of investing in infrastructure and other priorities.
Sorry about that. Are you not getting rid of income taxes because of that just-in-case moment? If these oil revenues dry up and you're saying, hey, if we get rid of it, it's going to be too tough to put it back on the books?
Really, from my own standpoint, I think it's a question of having a balanced tax system. We collect a lot from sales tax, motor vehicle excise tax. But if you have no income tax, you're beginning to shift the burden to a certain group of people and let some other people off maybe too easy. So it's not a matter of can everything go lower? I think we need to lower taxes on a somewhat even basis.
You talked about roughly $1 billion in one-time expenditures. I talked to some of the legislative leaders after your address. Their concern is, hey, Chris, we've said one-time expenditures a lot in the state, and it never tends to be one time. You say what to that?
I say one time means one time. We come back every 2 years, and if you don't want to fix that highway anymore, you don't have to. If you don't want to build another building, you don't have to. Yes, we have tended to keep on making these one-time investments because we've been able to. But the important point is that, if things would take a turn for the worse, we can immediately adjust. It will not disrupt our ongoing budgets.
One of the things I was really happy to see, and I talked about this again last night with Joel, is that you are going to change the oil extraction equation so more of that money begins to go back to the counties and political townships rather than to the state. Share more about that, please.
Well, I think we need to do that under these circumstances. Some of the higher producing counties have tremendous needs in infrastructure. We have some excellent impact funds. We have some good funds for county roads, but in a few counties, it exceeds that. And I think for a while, we need to increase the local share.
Governor, I want to give you the last word. Anything else you want to share?
No, I don't think so, Chris. We consider it a great day here in the state capitol. A lot of good news, regardless of your perspective on this, and it's a great time for North Dakota.
One last question. Could this be the most intense legislative session ever in the history of North Dakota because of the extra money?
There's no question that this is the most dynamic budget proposal in our state history. And we may look back on this time in the future and say, that was the session when everything changed. And it has that kind of historic significance.
Governor, always great to visit with you.
Yeah.
Great job today, and thank you for your time. It really was an historic day here. He talks about this. This could be the catalyst session that takes us into our future here in the great state of North Dakota. Robert, back to you.